All right, everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to Positive News with you. Today's a beautiful day where I get a chance to interview one of my good friends, Boni Swa. Boni Swa is a DePaul University graduate. She has a multilingual family. There's a lot of languages spoken in her household. Her husband speaks English. She's learning Korean. She has 3 daughters. The youngest speaks Mandarin. The middle one speaks Arabic. The older one speaks Spanish. She not only works in the travel industry, but in her spare time, she teaches English on her YouTube channel called Invincible English. She is incomparably positive, the one and only Boni Swa. Welcome to the show, Boni. Hi. So welcome. And on this show, I like to ask questions about positivity and how that is to you and so forth. So the first question I really want to ask you, Boni, is what is positivity to you?
That has a lot of layers to it. But if you really look in the dictionary form of the word just says that it is characterized by the presence or the possession of features or qualities rather than their absence.
Wow.
And then it goes on to say that is something constructive, optimistic, and confident. So if you combine those two things, being confident, optimistic, and constructive, and leave out the negative qualities, that is what positivity is.
Wow. Well spoken. Well said. So with that in mind, and I know that you're a very positive person. So what really inspires, motivates, and uplifts you every single day to be positive?
Well, honestly, it depends on the goal. But I'm much older now, and with that being seasoned and mature, you see the difference in people who are positive versus people who are negative. And in my career, I have spent many years in management. And I've just come to the realization that it doesn't make sense to, be negative all the time. It doesn't do anything to you. It lowers, your own self-esteem. It makes you angry, and you attract that. So even if you're trying to get out of that, when you start, down that road of negativity, you're going to attract negative people, and you're going to reinforce those negative behaviors. But it's the same with positivity. If you are positive, now you don't have to be positive all the time, but if you aim and shoot, if that is your goal to be positive, you'll attract that type of people. You attract that type of attention. And people will know, hey, don't take that to her. She's not going to want to listen to that, or he's not going to want to listen to that, because they're not that type of person. Right. And it just makes your being better. It makes the people around you better.
Wow. Wow. With that kind of insight, I'm sure every day, you're trying your best to attract that positivity, attract inspiration, motivation. And with that energy and aura around you, that's what lifts you every day and motivates you every day to, wow. Deep. Thank you, Boni. I appreciate that. Taking that in mind, Boni, I'm curious to ask, this is a bit outside of the questions, but it just came to mind is, are there days where, you feel uninspired and or not motivated? And I'm sure we both have those experiences, right? With what's going on out there in the world. How are, our brothers and sisters out there, what can we do to uplift them? You know what I mean? Those kind of days,
being someone who's on the limelight, and I've been there and haven't been there. But when you're out in front of people, it's really hard when you're not getting that positive feedback, when you don't know whether or not you're making a difference. And that can be discouraging to you. It's like, is anyone taking notice of the things that I'm trying to do here? And how can you get yourself out of there? you have to just trust in yourself that what you're doing will make a difference. It will touch someone. I remember being in management, and I had this one supervisor underneath me. Mm-hmm. And she was a good supervisor. And sometimes we would talk about her family, and one time she was having issues with her daughter. And, we kind of just had a general conversation, not relating to work or anything. And I saw this person many years later, and she just thanked me. And I'm thinking, what? For what? But something within some of those conversations that I said to her touched her. Wow. So much so that she wanted to pursue and move up in her career and help others. Wow. So sometimes you're not going to get that constant feedback. Sometimes you're not going to know whether or not what you do makes a difference, but you're just hoping it will. And for me too, I'm hoping that what I do will inspire others to do the same for other people. Mm. So if I did something to touch you, do something to touch someone else. Right. And within that, those small touches can help the world, really, in different ways.
Thank you, Boni. I like that. It reminds me of that film, Pay It Forward.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, thank you for that. You made a really interesting point. I just want to reflect for a quick second. I used to be a teacher myself, and the impact, like these kids are growing up, like my kids now are in their 20s and 30s, and the things that, we as teachers teach, and then they go out, we don't see it, but they are affected. They are doing things out there good for other folks. They're becoming future doctors, future lawyers, future teachers, right? So, yeah. Thank you for letting me resonate with that for a quick second. Yeah. I also want to frame it in a way and take it all back and ask you, what is your message to the viewers today? What is your message to the world today? I'm just curious about that. Is there a message you want to convey?
Yeah, actually, you brought up that movie, Pay It Forward. Mm-hmm. And I really believe that if someone has done something to help you or to inspire you, just take that time to help inspire someone else. You won't know. You may never know what difference you made in that person's life. Mm-hmm. They may never get the chance. I know my husband had this, he had this baseball coach, and he used to talk about this baseball coach. And when we got married many, many moons ago, he decided to invite the baseball coach to our wedding. Well, lo and behold, I finally found the contact number. Tried calling him. I reached his wife. He had passed away. And my husband took it so hard because he never got a chance to thank him and tell him how much he inspired him.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes you never even get the chance to give that thank you. You may be out of contact with someone, or you may not know how to contact them. Mm-hmm. But just know in your mind that hopefully what you are doing for that person resonates with them. And one day they will thank you, either verbally or just mentally. They may mentally thank you or talk about you. Mm-hmm. He talked about this coach for years, and I'm like, when am I going to meet this coach?
Right.
Yeah. So just think about that and just try to live your life the best way possible.
Thank you, Boni.
And within that, hopefully you touch other people.
Now I'm with you on that. You touched on something very important, because I feel, when you talked about the coach and how, you found out later on he passed on, and your husband really wanted to thank him and didn't get a chance. It's kind of show how precious life can be.
Yes.
That we like it or not, we're all heading there in a moment, and who knows, whenever, knock on wood. And I wonder how we can cherish life more. because sometimes there's this roller coaster called life, and it takes us on, and we forget about all the important things, and we take it for granted. And how do we come back to that, Boni? How do we come back to living?
I know for me, what I try to do, especially being in the travel industry, so I fly a lot, and I know just walking down the street, I look at people and the families that are together. Just today, I was walking past the park on my way back home, and I saw the families out, they were roller skating, and I just thought that was so beautiful. You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and people should be home quarantining. They really should. But you do have to sometimes take time for yourself for the refresh. Right. But just realizing, you know, when I'm in the air, I'm like, this is an amazing technology that we're able to be 40,000 or 35,000 feet in the air. Right. It's our destination in a very short period of time. How wonderful is that?
Wow.
How wonderful is that I woke up this morning and I'm able to, you know, help people learn English, you know?
Oh, you're awesome, Boni. It reminds me of this one saying this one guy said that still resonates with me. He said, a happy person wants to do 10,000 things. A sick person only wants to do one thing. So like you said, when you wake up, being grateful for just that suddenly sets the mood and the tone for your day. It suits you for your temperament. It gets things going for you for the day. And I can kind of feel that from you, Boni. Like you really wake up and you set your day to be something better than yesterday, or at least the right foot forward, right?
Yeah. And every day it's not going to be rosy. Every day you're not going to, this is such a beautiful day. No, sometimes like, man, it's a crappy day. But when you're in that moment, what are you going to do to change your thought process? Right. Are you going to continue your day and say, oh, it's crappy? Because guess what? The more you say it's going to be crappy, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The crappier it's going to be.
Murphy's Law, you know it.
You write your own scripts.
Pretty much. I like that. The way you write your own script. It's like it's like a Truman Show in a sense, right? When Jim Carrey, right? You write your own script.
Exactly.
Wow, I never thought of it that way, in a sense. Wow. Huh. So we are our writers. We are our creators every single day. No matter what someone else's script that is written, we can always write our own script and make it work and be flexible with that.
And sometimes there have to be rewrites and changes. We
got to talk to the producer. But hey, you can. No, I'm with you on that. As you were saying, finish your thought, Boni. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. So with that in mind, I you know, I'm sure our viewers want to find ways to connect with you and contact you. I know The Real Boni Swa. You have an account called The Real Boni Swa. I'll put it into the description, and it's on your Instagram and your Twitter. And I know on YouTube you have something called Invincible English as well. I'll put that link in the description as well for folks to see. But I do want to take this time, Boni, to say thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing the positive news with the people and stories, because we need it. The more, the better, in terms of positivity. And I really appreciate that. Now, for all the viewers out there, you know, we're all going through some very unique circumstances in our lives. And I hope that you guys watching can relate to today's interview with Boni on the common ground that we're all on a similar journey of continuing to cultivate positivity, motivation, joy, love, and peace. So until the next interview, have a wonderful weekend and have a wonderful every day. Thank you so much, Boni, for coming on the show again. You're a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Hiya.
Thank you. Yes, we're done. It was a good time. If you like content like this, show some love by clicking the like button below, hit subscribe, and please comment. Good or bad comments, just keep it real, keep it original, and keep it coming. I promise you this is not just for my own selfish vanity, but a way to really gauge where to improve content and keep spreading the love back to y'all. So by the power invoked in an average Joe like me, I will wish everybody a good day, great day. Be awesome, be well. Remember to be positive. Peace.